Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About Clutter. I'm your host, Margo, a professional organizer specializing in chronic clutter. It's spring cleaning season, aka the time of year when everyone suddenly decides they're going to deep clean their entire house, declutter every single closet, organize the pantry, wash the walls, and become a new person by Sunday. And then what happens? You get overwhelmed. You start 5 things, you finish none, and you end the weekend exhausted, in a mess, and incredibly mad at yourself. So today we're doing spring cleaning the way it actually works for busy women. Strategic, focused, and most importantly, ladies, realistic. Not the whole house, not a marathon, a simple game plan. Because spring cleaning isn't about doing everything. It's about doing the stuff that quietly builds up all year. The areas we don't touch, the later tasks, the seasonal resets. Here's the first thing I want you to understand. Spring cleaning is not your annual chance to punish yourself for having a normal life. It's not a personality test, and it's definitely not a measure of your capabilities and self-worth. It's simply a seasonal reset. So we're not going to tackle the whole house. We're going to choose a few high-impact areas that will make your home feel lighter, cleaner, and easier, most importantly, without burning you out. If you do try to do your entire house in one weekend, you will probably hate yourself and the people around you. And then you won't want to do it again next year. So let's not go there. So let's talk a little bit about what spring cleaning actually is and what its purpose is. Spring cleaning is best for seasonal transitions, so such as getting rid of winter sweaters you didn't wear. It's good for deep cleaning areas you don't touch weekly. So typically we think about the areas that are not on your weekly cleaning list. And then of course, resetting the gross but ignored zones. And I will kind of talk about each one. And of course, decluttering the things you should have parted with 5 years ago. So yes, might be time to do a little bit of that purge. So let me give you a few spring cleaning targets that actually move the needle forward. The first one, and probably my favorite, and I think also this is probably the easiest time to get it done, and it is the seasonal swap in your wardrobe, your closet, or your dresser. Closets are perfect right now. Why? Because you can rotate out heavy winter coats, boots, and sweaters. Most importantly, you can see what you did not wear this past season. And if you didn't wear it this winter, the winter before, and the winter before that, well, dump it into that donation bin. And of course, it's also, as you're going through your winter wardrobe, it's a good idea to see what you're left with. What are some of the things that you might need for next year? Now, again, because if you listen to any of my previous content, I'm not a big fan of overwhelm. We have enough of that in life. So when I say go through your wardrobe, you can just think of a few items. It doesn't have to be your entire winter wardrobe, especially if you have a lot of stuff, but maybe look at your shoes. If there's a pair of boots that kind of jumps out at you, or it probably looks like it's a little bit past its prime. After all, if you live in New York, this was a really, really heavy winter. So maybe that pair of Uggs, well, it didn't survive. Let them go. Same thing, maybe look at your coats. If something jumps out at you that you didn't wear and you're not going to wear, then again, let it go. I don't want you to think about this as a massive 3-hour project, but rather kind of spot and toss and just be intentional about giving your wardrobe a quick peek and decluttering what no longer serves you. The next area that's great to declutter during spring cleaning is the entryway and the shoe area. Winter tends to turn the entryway into a mudroom situation. Salt boots, scarves, gloves, random receipts. A quick reset makes your home feel calmer. So put away the stuff that's no longer being used and take out that sunblock. So again, this is something that should be very, very quick. So if you tidy it up, again, it's a great opportunity if you have coats, especially if you have children and your children are in the process of growing and require that you purchase winter wardrobes every year until finally they get to be a certain age where it doesn't cost as much anymore. So instead of just dumping things into a closet or putting them away, just give them a quick look through if they've grown out of it, if again, you encounter shoes and coats that you will no longer use or you won't use next year, instead of storing them for next year, get rid of them now. The future you next year will definitely thank you. And spring cleaning is also a fun opportunity to swap out the things that you have in your entryway. So if you were storing that bin of gloves and scarves and hats and all that fun stuff, put it away and replace it with the summer gear. The next one, I put it on here because it really is a good idea to do this at least once a year. I'm going to be the first person to tell you I hate doing it. I do it, but I don't like it. And I honestly wish somebody else would do it for me. And it is to clean your baseboards. Just to be clear, you don't need to do every baseboard in your house, but pick a couple of high traffic rooms and wipe them down. It instantly makes the room feel done. I personally love using a mop followed by Mr. Clean magic erasers to remove some of those stubborn marks. And also, if you can get your family members to help you with this particular chore, it might be a good idea, unless you really love cleaning your baseboards. I don't know. The next one are your vents, and this is probably a must, especially if this isn't something that you do maybe quarterly throughout the year. Vents and filters are one of those out of sight, out of mind kind of things, but cleaning them makes a huge difference. Spring cleaning is also a great time to prep your window ACs if you use them and vacuum out those filters. So again, if you have vents and filters around your home, yeah, let's do it. Let's get it done this spring. Next is another very, very popular one. And there's a certain level of, I guess, pleasure in doing it because I think that it really signifies the approach of spring. And it is windowsills and blinds. I will be the first to be honest that I don't clean my blinds as often as I should. Now, I will say that I don't only clean the windowsills and the blinds once a year. I probably do it quarterly. But with that said, if you've ever looked at your windows in the sunlight and thought, ugh, that is dirty, this is your moment to shine. Wipe down the blinds, wash the curtains, and deep clean those windows. Again, the future you will thank you. Next, we have those forgotten areas because they are behind closed doors, and it is typically the under the sink zones. The kitchen sink and bathroom sink areas get really chaotic super fast. Half-used products, duplicates, random sponges, old cleaners. Declutter them, wipe them down, make them feel brand new. And finally, it's probably a good idea to go through your fridge and pantry and give it a nice little reset. Now, of course, if this is something that you do throughout the year, then it really wouldn't be anything you put on your spring cleaning checklist. But I know that a lot of folks, a lot of my clients, while the fridge kind of gets quasi-clean throughout the year, it doesn't get like a deep clean. You know what I'm talking about? Where you put on some hype music, you take everything out of your refrigerator, and you actually like scrub, right? And maybe you encounter something sticky and you're like, what the heck is it? And it won't come off. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a deep clean of your refrigerator and of course go through your pantry. Oftentimes the things in the front are the things that we consume most often, but there are those hidden things behind where you're like, oh my goodness gracious, I didn't even know I had this, and maybe it expired, and God forbid, maybe there are some bugs hovering around. Regardless, give your pantry some love. And here is my little golden rule. Spring clean in sections, not in spirals. A spiral is when you start in the bathroom, find something that belongs in the bedroom, walk it to the bedroom, start decluttering your closet, find papers, start sorting papers, and now it's 3 hours later, and somehow your house looks worse than it did when you started. This actually happens to me when I'm having an anxiety episode and I find myself completely detached and all over the place. We're not doing spirals this year. We're doing sections. We're going to focus on one micro zone at a time, pick one area, finish it, and move on to the next. Do not jump around. And this is why I want to offer a quick little spring cleaning game plan. I personally don't believe a lot in motivation. I think motivation is unreliable, and this is why I rely heavily on systems and schedules, and spring cleaning is no exception. So I'm going to give you a couple of steps on how you can game plan the prep, and again, you will accomplish a lot and it will be much lower stress and overwhelm. Step one, you're going to decide who's helping. Are you doing it alone? Are the kids helping? Is your partner helping? And if you have kids, here's the deal. They live there. They can help. Even if their help is not perfect, we're building habits, not training our staff. The next thing you're going to do after you identify who's going to be involved in the spring cleaning fiesta is you're going to choose your top 3 spring cleaning priorities. Notice I did not say 20. Pick 3 that will make you feel the biggest relief. So, for example, the closet swap and a donation bag, baseboards in the living room and hallway, vents, and filters. So you're going to choose which micro zones or which specific tasks you want to focus on. Step 3, you're going to pick your time limits. Spring cleaning goes off the rails when it becomes an endless project. So you're going to choose 15 minutes for busy days, 30 minutes, maybe that's your sweet spot, 60 minutes only if you're in the groove. There should be a time limit. It should not feel endless. I love setting timers. I do this for many things. I love especially timers for when I declutter because just something about knowing there's an end in sight kind of feels very, very rewarding. And I think it's good to stop before you're exhausted because this prevents burnout and it actually makes you feel at times excited to do it again. And then finally, step number 4, you want to pick your days. Choose 2 to 3 days this week, and that's it. For example, Tuesday, 30 minutes, you're doing a closet swap. Thursday, 20 minutes, maybe you're tackling some filters or events. Saturday, 45 minutes, you're doing, maybe baseboards and windowsills in a particular room. Whatever works best for you. You don't need a whole day. You need consistency and a plan. And your plan should be super simple. If your plan is pages and pages long, throw it out and start again. It should fit on a Post-it. Spring cleaning shouldn't be complicated. It's really just about the things that we avoid and neglect throughout the year. So I hope this episode alleviated a little bit of that overwhelm and maybe even got you excited for the spring cleaning season. As always, thank you so much for listening. Good luck on your decluttering journey and always remember to be good to yourself.